Hey everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is the Way West Stand. We're joined, as always, by Rhett Conaway. Rhett, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian.
Awesome. All right, so not a ton of stuff. Sometimes we'll have multiple matches in between episodes. We only have one. It was the FA Cup, but Arsenal kicked some butt. So how'd that go?
It went well. I think Oxford United fans would say kicking butt's a bit of a strong word. Definitely did that in the second half. The first half, a little shaky. Heavily rotated squad, not quite as rotated as I would have expected. Our attacking three remain the same: Eddie, Martinelli, and Saka, all three in attack. Midfield, very heavily rotated. Um, Big Gabby started in defense, but you had Holding, you had Tierney, you had Tomiyasu. They've been getting prem minutes. So mostly the midfield. And you can definitely tell that's where a lot of our problems were. Um, we held onto the ball well. I mean, Oxford United, for people who don't know, they're a League One side, which means that they are two leagues below us, even though that almost sounds like it should be the top league. But hey, what are you going to do? Um, they played very well. They attacked very well, and Arsenal could not get into a groove. And Oxford United will tell you that that's because of them. And I do think that they played very well. I also think that whether it be rust or whether it be the soft underbelly of Arsenal, it was also us. Vieira, multiple times, Eddie made a brilliant run. Vieira did not see him to make that pass. And Lakanga, I don't know. He's got raw talent. He's got everything you want. He just when him and Vera are on a field together, he can't put it together. And then he got the goal, which is great. However, every single goal came once Zinchenko and Granit Xhaka came onto the pitch. Now Zinchenko came on for Tierney, and I don't want people thinking I'm down on Tierney. Tierney's great. The difference is Zinchenko pushes more into the midfield and Tierney does more overlapping runs. Well, with Lakanga, the overlapping runs weren't coming to anything. Zinchenko and Xhaka came in, shored up the midfield. El Neni started to play great, and then we get 3 goals in the last 30 minutes. So it ended up being a good win. 3-0 win's always a good win. You never complain
Of
about those.
course, right.
We're not that team, God. And quite a few Prem teams have bowed out of the FA Cup already.
Yeah.
Palace is out. Villa lost to Stevenage.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you hammer Aaron on that. I can't believe that. Neither can
Okay.
he. Chelsea got absolutely slapped by Manchester City's B squad, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good to still be in it. It's a tournament we love. It's a tournament we've won many times.
Mm-hmm.
The highlight of me for this match, even though he didn't particularly do that much when he got on, but Emile Smith Rowe is back and he is playing, and this is going to be a huge boon to us.
Yeah. Tell,
Absolutely
tell me
huge.
about that. What happened, and then
He
how's he doing
he
so far?
he has had a nagging groin injury since about 2018 or 2019, and it's one of the ones where it's not going to get any worse, but it's not going to get any better without surgery. And the surgery is going to take him out for a little while, but then the pain goes away, and he doesn't have to manage it anymore, and he can focus just on playing soccer. Some of that's his words, some of that's what we've heard from the doctors. I don't know exactly what it is. I can't tell you what tore, what broke, whatever. But they have been slowly bringing him back up. There was talk about maybe before the World Cup, and then they waited after the World Cup. And at no point has anyone said it's because he's had a setback. They just want to make sure he is 100% back. Because he played in the Oxford United game, and we have 6 days between that and the North London Derby coming up on Sunday. I have a feeling he will be available. I do not think he will start. For what it's worth, when we have all of our options, I don't think he starts anyway, but he really fixes that depth issue that we have, especially in the midfield. So him coming back, uh, to use one of Arsene Wenger's very famous saying, is like a new signing. He's been gone for so long, and now he's back. It is like a new signing. So
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be able to stay healthy. As you mentioned, North London Derby. So how does it? Is it part two? How's it like explained or
so
commonly talked
whenever a local team plays another local team, it's always a
about?
derby.
Always, right?
Um, and one derby is the same as any other for what it's. I mean, obviously, some matches can be bigger than others. In the Invincible season, we won the league at White Hart Lane, which is where Tottenham used to play. So obviously that one was bigger, but the North London Derby is just the North London Derby. It's the two teams from North London. Whenever we play Chelsea, that's a London Derby and so on. And yeah, they always happen twice a year at least. If we don't meet in any cup matches or in Europe, we will always meet twice in the Premier League, because the Premier League has a beautiful symmetry of you play everyone at home once and you play everyone away once.
Right. So Arsenal won the first one. What do you think about this one?
So the home team has won the last 6 matches.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a draw in the last 7. I think if you put this season in a vacuum, the smart money is absolutely on Arsenal going in and winning. And if both teams play the way they've been playing to start the season, that's what's going to happen. Spurs start really slow. Arsenal likes to start really fast. It could be 1 or 2-0 very quickly, and Spurs on their back foot. That being said, this is a North London derby, and you live in Boston or around Boston, and you know what it's like when the Yankees come to town. It doesn't matter what anyone's record is. It's going to be the most brutal game, back and forth, no matter what. And I'm kind of expecting that, just because that's what I'm used to. To give a little bit of context, Arsenal were on their way to make the top 4 last year, which would put them in Champions League and put us in a very good position. Spurs ended up taking it from us in the last part of the season, and the major turning point was when we went to the north to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in May and lost 3-0. Rob Holding got a red card. It was brutal. It was awful. You never want to see it. We're a very different team than that team. Spurs also is more recently on the downward trend. They just had a 4-0 drubbing of Palace, but Palace just lost to Southampton in the FA Cup. Although, as we record this, Southampton just beat Man City in the EFL Cup. So who the heck knows what's going on with Southampton? But also, who knows what's going on with Palace? But Spurs always shows up. Quietly confident. Spurs will be without Betancourt, without Richarlison, and probably without Kulusevski. And Richarlison doesn't start, but Kulusevski definitely would. He's going to be a big miss for them. And we don't have any new injuries, so be without Jesus, which Nicotea scored 5 in his last 5, so you can't ask any more from him. And we'll be without Reece Nelson, who probably wouldn't have seen the field anyway. So quietly confident about that.
All right. I'm hoping it'll be good because Dolphins play later that day, and I'm not expecting much from them. So I'm hoping to have a positive game in the morning to make up for the probably negative game in the afternoon. All right. So we got some new stadium art.
Yes, we did. So the stadium art around the Emirates for the longest time was Arsenal legends all kind of holding each other with their names and numbers on the back. Arsenal decided that they were going to rehash the stadium. No one really knew what was going on with that. It's going to be new stadium art. We'll announce it when we announce it.
Right. Which
sounded good. But you know, we've had this kind of stuff in the past where, especially with the Cronkies, haven't always trusted them. They haven't always made the right decisions. With this stadium art, they 100% made the right decision with everything. They brought the fans into it, and you can tell because one of them is just, I think it's 178 different supporters groups and banners.
That's cool.
The Albany Gooners didn't make it up there, unfortunately. I got to call someone about that.
Yeah, next time they redesign.
Next time they redesign, we'll be front and center. But, I mean, Arsenal America's up there in all their glory. The Scottish Gooners are up there. The Nigerian Gooners. And people say from Islington to India, Arsenal is just this massive group. So it's fantastic to see that we're embracing our, global identity.
Yeah.
They have one that has been everyone's favorite so far. That is Remember Where You Came From, which is just the old Highbury Stadium on the side with a bunch of very famous players in there. It's gorgeous. The Highbury Stadium, the marble with the red is just phenomenal. And very importantly, among all the people that are in there, of which many Arsenal greats, I mean, Herbert Chapman's in there, Thierry Henry's in there, Arsene Wenger's there with his patented hands above his head celebration. He's got the Gold Invincibles trophy to his left, and underneath it, the banner that says Arsene knows, which is another famous saying. They had the Invincibles, which on one side has the 03-04 season where we didn't lose at all. And then on the other side has the famous women's quadruple from 06-07. They won the EFL Cup, the FA Cup. They went undefeated in their domestic league, and they won Europe. I mean, they won everything.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
So, I mean, those two up there together was absolutely great. And then one of the other ones, and I'm building to something, one of the other ones was the Opportunity and Greatness artwork, which comes from another Arsene Wenger saying, one of his quotes. So all that being said, clearly Arsene can come home. The bridges have been mended. He deserves to have the highest stature in Arsenal history for what he did as a manager. And it's just great to see him multiple times on this artwork. The other thing, and this is at least a little bit PR related, coming back to the Cronkies, the first piece that will go up is a Victoria Concordia Crescent piece. It's got two cannons and famous players from both the women's and the men's team, and behind each cannon is a flag, one with a motto in Latin, and the other one with its English translation, Victory Through Harmony. It's important because that's been the club motto for years. And I mean, like, they said on the website since 1913, Wikipedia says since 1949. I wasn't alive at either one of those times, right. So I can't tell you when. But years and years and years. At one point, the Cronkies were workshopping changing that, and that led to a ton of backlash. The Cronkies misstepped a lot when they first took over.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why Cronkies Out became so big.
Their move for the Rams from St. Louis to LA was so smooth. I can't believe.
Yeah,
You know?
Almost like they do this. To make that, not only to make that a piece, but then also to make that the first piece that goes up, kind of is a mea culpa. Like, we screwed up, we know. I get it. They're businessmen. I do not think that they suddenly are, have our backs. I'm not going to go shop at Walmart any more than I currently do, which is zero, but they're at least learning how to embrace the club and what they're going to get out of that. And if you're going to have a owner of your team, then that's kind of all you can hope for. It's right. I'm getting a lot of similarities from when FSG took over the Red Sox and let's build a new stadium. And oh my God, don't do that. And out of that, we get the monster seats, which are the coolest seats in baseball. Exactly. So, we can grow on that. So I'm very happy. I know they're doing it so that I spend more money, but hey, if they keep doing it this way, I will spend more money. So everybody wins.
Right. All right. Tee up. What do you got on deck for Swinging at Shins this week?
All right. As soon as I am done with this, we are recording Swinging at Shins. Aaron is literally waiting in the wings. We have FA Cup news. Like I said, a lot of Premier League teams bounced. We have the Manchester Derby. We have the North London Derby. It is transfer season, so we have transfers. What in God's name is going on with Chelsea, both good and bad? We got a lot of stuff to cover. So look forward to that. I think that's going to be coming out the same day this is coming out.
Yeah, so. I'm sure right when this is up, that'll be there. So you can listen to this, hop over there, then come back the next day for Villa. We got it all happening here on Wicked Good Sports. Anything else you want to plug before we get on out of here?
No, that's it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Make sure you subscribe to Wicked Good Sports. Make sure you subscribe to Swinging at Shins. Yes. Both of those are on Instagram. Both of those are on Facebook. Ooh, I don't know about Twitter. I never know about Twitter. Don't go.
Wicked Good Sports is on
crazy.
Twitter.
Yeah. Crazy. Don't go.
Yeah, and then TikTok.
I mean, go there, follow Wicked Good Sports, and then go somewhere. Oh, and TikTok. We are both on TikTok. So
check those all out. Rhett, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
And we'll see you all in the next one.